on these different levels, we have different types of products. And the $100,000 work perfectly with Diversified Trading Institute, which is what DTI stands for. And you can go to their website, dtitrader.com, and don't do that now, but do that later on after the webinar. And you can find out more about DTI, Tom, and so on. I've been to their company. I've met Tom. I played golf with him and some of the other people at DTI and other traders as well. If you look down here at the bottom of the screen here, right over here, this is a screen here right of the classroom. I've sat in their classroom and taken classes. They're right in Mobile, Alabama. So they have a brick and mortar business. They've been around for quite a long time. And I'm not going to steal Tom's thunder because he'll probably go over that stuff. But a beautiful site, and they have a pedigree in the trading niche market, just like I have in the network marketing area. So we get along really well. Tom and I chat often, and he's here to teach you a little bit about what trading is, how it can benefit you, a little bit about himself and his company. And let's see, Tom, if you have the audio, can you make sure that your audio is on? Because I heard you on before, and make sure that the audio is turned on, please. And then I'll turn over the screen so this way you can take over the screen here. I think you should be able to speak now.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can. I sure can. Are you, Tom, are you taking over the screen, or is Adam doing that?
I think I'm going to, Adam, am I doing it, or are you doing
it? There we go. I see it on the screen, Tom.
Okay, you do see the screen? You see DTI?
Yes. Actually, let me ask everybody here. Can everybody on the screen let me know if you can see DTI, Diversified Trading, in blue on the screen? If you can see that, please let me know. Type in the question. Shogun says yes. James, Brandon, everybody says yes. Okay, I think we're good to go, Tom.
All right, good. And Peter, I might as well tell you this. I just bought the S&P, so
okay.
Might as well make some money while we're talking, right? Okay.
That's right. That's right. Go long in the S&P. All right.
That's right. Okay. Anyway, folks, thanks, and Peter, thanks for putting this together. The first time I met Peter, is sort of an interesting story. His wife Peg was a student of ours, and Peter got interested. We talked, and he came out. We were doing a seminar out west and north of San Francisco in the wine country, Napa Valley. And I said to Peter, I said, I'm going to go play golf. He said, well, I'd like to play. And we had a couple other guys in the class that played. And I'll never forget this. We met there at the, at the first tee, and I looked, and Peter had these clubs. They were just these great clubs. And I thought to myself, man, this guy's going to be good. And so I said to Peter, I said, those are nice clubs. I said, how long you been playing? He goes, oh, this is the first game I've ever played. And so, anyway, I said,
I was wearing those
pants. And we played golf and become good friends since that time. But this is an idea we've been kicking around for a while, and hopefully tonight maybe we can open your eyes to the fact that you can, run your own business, whatever you want it to be, and be independent and have control of your time and be able to decide when you want to work and when you want to play, and just basically control your day. So let me get started. DTI, this is my little company I started about 18 years ago, 1996. I've been in the trading business going on about 33 years, and DTI was an answer to what I felt the industry was missing, which is educating people before they put money at risk. And I have a little saying with the trades that I do, like the trade I just told Peter about. The max I will lose on any trade that I put on is $300. And I said, if you can't afford the $300 risk, you don't need to be making the trade. And so that is sort of unique in our industry, because we can identify real good analysis, real good executions, and real good trades using that as our model, and it works great. And so we show people how to do that. I was very fortunate because I was one of the very first people to be involved with electronic trading. A little bit about my background: graduated University of Georgia, went to Oklahoma City Law School. I was an officer in the United States Air Force. I was a vice president at Smith Barney, and I'm a current and have been a member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange which is the largest exchange in the world. But I was selected early on when electronic trading came about to work with the group of people outside of Chicago on what traders wanted or needed. And today, the system that we're putting these trades in tonight is that original Globex system with all the modifications over the years. So quite a varied background and pretty exciting. I do have 3 books. One's in 11 different languages, Winning the Day Trading Game. That's the first book. Sort of talks a little bit about how I got started and some of the trials and tribulations of trying to be a trader. The second book brings in the 24-hour market where you're looking at Asia and Europe and the other markets around the globe. And then the third book gets to the real crust of whether you're going to be successful or not, the emotions involved in trading and trading to win with the right strategies. And they're all available at Amazon. Now, we're also an A+ rated company by the Better Business Bureau. We're one of these companies, and I'm one of these guys that if I tell you I'm going to do something, I do what I'm going to say. And that's the simple philosophy we operate at DTI, and we believe it works. You know, just what people expect is what we try to deliver. Now, there's a picture of our facility in Mobile. I went out on a limb when I started this company and built this here in Mobile, which a lot of my friends said, what are you doing? No one's going to come to Mobile to learn to trade. But yes, they do, and they come a long way. And that facility inside that is 10,000 square feet of dedicated to people that want to learn how to do this game we call trading. Now, what is trading? Okay, well, trading means that we take our risk capital and we put into the market. And it doesn't have to be for a day, it doesn't have to be for a week, but the idea is that you want your B's, your buys, to be less than your sells. And so whether you hold it for a day, a week, or a month, you want to make sure when you do close it out that you have some profit that you can call your own. Trading means that you take advantage of the ups and downs of the market. You're really not biased to one way or the other. You just look for opportunities. And the opportunities present themselves around the clock. Now, why should you include trading in your portfolio? I don't know if you remember back in 2007, 2008, but the market was in it looked like it fell off a cliff. If you didn't know how to trade, you really got hurt bad. I mean, you could actually make money when the market goes down as a trader. And that's one of the advantages of being able to swing both ways. I believe that it gives you safety. It gives you the ability to hedge your outright positions. And I believe if you take the time to increase your knowledge, you can put the odds in your favor when you put money at risk. Now, how can we help you become a better trader? Well, we have a whole series of courses that takes a very basic novice out there and takes him to a professional level. Or we'll take somebody that is a professional already and show you unique ways to look at the market. So we can go the full spectrum. Our cast of instructors are second to none. They specialize in different areas of the market, and so if you have a certain area, we have an expert in that area. We've been around long enough. There's not any market that we don't trade when it comes to futures, options, or stocks. Now, let's look a little deeper at the DTI method of trading, okay? How do we do it? Well, we do a lot of it over the internet, and we do a lot of it in person. I know that we have a 24-hour trade room that people log into around the globe. We have people from Australia, Singapore, Europe, depending on what time of day it is, and you will see it in our trade room. That's where everybody meets and talks about what's happening in the market. Now, one of the things that we teach, and this is something that I call it the #1 rule of trading, is that 75% of all stocks follow the S&P 500. Well, what is the S&P 500? Well, think about it. It's your big boy stocks. It's your Apple. It's your Intel. It's your IBM. It's your Coca-Cola. And so what we do at DTI is we try to determine where the S&P is heading. I can tell you right now, and you don't even have to take a course from me to know this, the market's going higher, and it will continue up in 2015. I can explain why if we ever get face-to-face or if I have some time, but the market is going higher and you need to be invested in 2015. Here's some of the companies that make it up. I'm actually long Apple right now, and Apple made a new high on the week today, so that's a good thing. I'm also long Google, and it made a new high on the week. When I say the markets never sleep, I mean that. Right now in Asia, the Nikkei and the Hang Seng markets are setting the tone for the U.S. tomorrow, and they start in the evening. This is one thing I learned back in the day when I had the Globex terminal, was how they set the tone and what to do when they did. And right now they're setting the tone going higher. Now, our method consists of three simple components, just simple stuff. Time of day, numbers, and that's numbers in the market, and indicators. The indicators really change around the clock. Right now, I would be looking at the Hang Seng and the Nikkei for direction to trade the S&P here in the U.S. And right now, I can tell you they're going higher just looking at the S&P. Now, here's a number that doesn't mean a lot to you, but it will mean to you when you read it in the newspaper. Write this down, 2,200. 2,200. That's where the S&P right now is 2119, and I'm expecting to see the S&P go to 2,200 in the next 30 days. So an upward movement into that number. Let's talk time of day. There's really four main times you need to know. 5 o'clock Central Time, 3:30 a.m. in the morning, 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and 12:30. And what those times signify is the start of each unit of time segment around the globe. The first one's Asia, the second one's Europe, the third one's U.S. early, that's New York, and the fourth is California. And here they are written out for you. 1700 to 3:30 is Asia, 3:30 to 8:30 is Europe. And this is what confused me for many years, is that there's really 2 days inside of 1 day in the U.S., 8:30 to 12:30 and then 12:30 to 16:15. There's another way of looking at the picture, Asia, Europe, U.S., and U.S. afternoon. Notice by the time you get to California, most of the world is starting to shut down by the time you get to California. It's very interesting when you think about that. You think about news. Let me give you how this works. Apple is a California-based company. If Apple comes out with news that's reported in the what I call the New York time frame, it has a lesser effect than if it comes out in the afternoon that coincides with its time frame in the world. What's the news and the impact the news has depending on when it's reported. That's just one of the little subtleties that you learn with us. Yeah, numbers, they can all confuse you, but here's some numbers you can't forget. The U.S. market opened the year at 2045. Currently it's at 2118. So people tell you that the market's going down, and that's what they tell you. But I ask you to do the following. With the high of the market, 2119, and we're trading at 2118, we're at the 99.9 percentile of the high of the year. This market's not going down, folks. It's going higher, and that's what those numbers are telling you. You have to know about support. You have to know about what a pivot is. You have to know what a resistance is. Now, we use the opening price to set these support, pivot, and resistance. So when we're looking at tomorrow's market during the day, we'll look at 2116 as the opening price. We'll look at 2125 as a pivot and 2131 as resistance going into tomorrow. And I can tell you how I figured that, but it won't do any good. It's just numbers that lay out tomorrow's market that you have the night before. You've heard of major market indicators. Well, ours is simple stuff. What is the advanced decline line? In other words, how many issues are advancing versus declining? How many new highs are being made versus new lows? If you check that out right now, this market's very healthy and going higher. Now, again, the indicators depend on the time of day you're looking to trade, whether you're using day stats or night stats. Now, what is the S&P 500? The S&P 500, I said you have to learn. It's traded at CME on the Globex. The actual E-mini works in $50 a point. Worth right now about 118,000. About 118,000 worth of stock is what it controls. It trades virtually 24 hours a day, and you don't have a way to trade the actual cash index tonight, but you can trade the futures. What Peter and I probably, or if Peter bought it, I know I did, but what we bought was the S&P futures, E-mini. Okay.
You know I did, Tom.
Say what, Peter?
I said, you know I did. As soon as you said that, I was in.
Yeah, I know, because, you know, like I said, we call it a TV trade. Usually this time of night we're watching TV and you might as well make some money while you're trading or looking at TV. But if you look at the yearly opening price, it was $20.45. You look at the monthly opening price, it was $20.60. You look at the week opening price, it was $21.10. And so where are we trading now? We're trading above all three. The market's bullish, going higher. That's simple. Line those dots up, connect the dots, and follow the trend. And that's the way it looks if you put it on a pyramid. You would have to be bullish looking at those numbers. Now, a lot of people talk about the market going down. The market is going to rise, and this is a cycle, a 10-year cycle. It's going to rise to the end of May, and then it's going to get a little sloppy for a couple months, and then it's going to get strong again at the end of the year. And so you're going to see a lot higher prices. I think it's going to be somewhere around 28% for the year, net advances, net percentage gain this year. So we're only up 6, so you got a big part of the rally in front of you. Our goal is to help you decide whether to be long, whether to be short, or whether to be out of the market. If I can eliminate one of those three, then I can put you at 67% accuracy. I'm telling you right now, short is not it, so long or out is what you're going to take. Now, how do we introduce people to what we do? We do it through what we call our trade room, our global trade room. You can access that at any time, starting Sunday night through Friday's close. You can access it. It means you get in there and ask questions about the market and learn. We have moderators in our trade room to teach about the different phases of the market during the night, during the day. We have that. And the beautiful thing about it is that this is a community of traders that get together and study what the next big trade is. Again, with the idea of whether to be long or whether to be short or stay out. The different trading techniques in here will cover a lot of different tactics. Short term, swing, which is a multi-day, or long term. We talk about that each day. Now, I put together a package. It's an introductory package. We do it one time. We do this package one time. Our trade room's very, very expensive to be in. No doubt about it. But if you think it's expensive, try trading without the education we give. That's expensive when you're out there flying around on your own. Our trade room is here to help you and guide you throughout the ups and downs of the market. That's the beautiful thing of it. As far as I know, we're the only one that's open 24 hours. A lot of people have a room open for a few hours. We're there from Sunday night to Friday. The package includes 1 month in our trade room, a new ebook I put together talking about trading made easy, an introductory session on Friday morning that we designed for those that joined tonight to show you how to use this for your benefit and an audio copy of my book, Winning the Day Trading Game. We put that together because we felt like that'd be the fastest way to get you involved and show you the opportunities. Now, you get this price one time, and that's tonight. It's 1 month in the DTI trade room with all the corresponding courses and DVDs that go along with the trade room membership. And here's some of the highlights. The new ebook, introductory session tomorrow. By the way, we will record that and send that out to you. And of course, my audio book. So this is, I guess, a way to find out if we're as good as Peter said we are, which we are. But this is a way for you to get involved and say to yourself, hey, I learned something now. So let me see if anybody's got any questions for me. I went through that pretty fast, but I didn't want to take a lot of time, and I wanted to try to get you in a position that you could get involved and learn about trading.
So if anybody has any questions, please type them in the questions section, and if Tom doesn't see them, I'll read them out. But I want to give my own personal testimonial of what DTI has done for me anyway. And you know, I didn't start out with DTI, and my wife actually started out before I did. And when Tom said it's expensive to be able to try and do it yourself, it really is expensive. It's a lot more expensive than $49, I'll tell you that much. But and the same thing in our business here. We try to teach and train you. If you want to go and wing it and try it your own, you certainly can do that. And it is a lot more expensive to do something like that versus to try and use it with a mentor or a trading system or someone that's been there before. And but I've taken the classes that he has. They have other more extensive classes. And when I do something, I usually go all the way with it. And it's a great feeler for you to kind of get in there and see what it's all about. This trade room is extensive, and they even do early birds in the morning where, I mean, 6 o'clock in the morning you get on there and you can listen to education. You don't necessarily have to trade if you don't want to, if you want to listen and find out what's going on. And they have moderators that go through and walk you through the entire market and place live trades right in front of you and when to get in, when to get out, and why, and people chatting back and forth. It's very, very extensive. And it's very detailed. So, and Tom pops in from time to time from whatever he's doing and puts his 2 cents in here and there. So let's see, I got some questions here, Tom. What are the ongoing costs to the education? Do you give recommendations on where to invest and how? This is from Matt.
Yes. In fact, that's one of the things I guess that you get with me is I just tell you what I would do if I'm asked a question. For example, today somebody said, Tom, you've been talking about Google going up. Is it too late to get into Google? And I said, well, it's up $10 in the last 2 days. I would wait. That would be an example of me saying hold back after it's rallied. But as far as the education and the ongoing expenses, the trade room itself is we have an annual subscription with the trade room. The monthly charge in the trade room, if you just bought it each month, is $97 a month. $97 a month is the ongoing expenses here. Now we have classes, we have specialized training that we give, and they all have their set. You can find those out by going to our website.
All right, great. Okay, you mentioned actually some of the questions here in what you just said, Tom. You said, is it a one-time fee? And from Maple Reddick, but no, there's a monthly to this as well too. It's very expensive to run a trade room like that, especially when you have staff that has to go and moderate that every day and so on, and not to mention all the trades and so on. Just one trade that you have in a day can pay for the room for days. I'm sorry, for months. Just one trade that you do without really a lot of risk. So
yeah, to give you an example, this morning we made a trade in the NASDAQ futures, for example. This morning we made a trade that paid about $700-800 bucks. So that was one of the trades that we did today.
And that's very common, guys, that happens. Jason Naval says, I'm buying it. Thanks. Okay, I'd like to hear that. Thank you. Does the training work with the Forex market too, from Bernardo?
Bernardo, I trade currencies, but I don't use Forex, and I can give you a whole reason why I wouldn't use Forex. I've been doing this for 33 years, and currencies to me are not, I know a lot of people try to day trade them. I'm more of a swing trader of currencies. And that's just experience and personal approach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Aram says, what's the cost of the monthly membership of the trade room? And I think Tom had mentioned it's $97 a month.
Right.
So we're getting 50% off for our members, and I asked Tom for a great deal. And he put together these here, the audio book, Winning the Day Trading Game. I tell you, I listen to that a lot when I'm either at the gym or I'm out working out or something like that. It's a great read, not only a great listen as well, but you have all the other stuff as well in here. Trading Made Easy as well. That's a new ebook. I didn't read the whole thing there. I just glanced at it, but that's excellent as well. Let's see. Mary says, how much did you put in for the NASDAQ futures to make $700?
$500. I had to put up a good faith margin of $500. And I risked $300.
Right. So risking $300 and made $700 is a pretty good return on your investment, and doing that in less than a day is pretty good. Yolanda says, thanks, Tom and Peter. I'm in. Great to hear that. Jason said, what's the annual fee if you want to do an annual membership?
We offer a special once a month for the annual, and it's $740. But it's only offered like to, I think we limit the offering to a morning, and we'll announce it. It's during non-farm payroll, and but there's a number that we limit to that. So if you can make a decision, you can usually get it.
Right. And Izil says, how much was the investment to get into the trade itself?
Oh, well, I posted good faith margin of $500.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you had to have at least $500 in your account to do the trade on the NASDAQ.
Right, Tom. I know you have a lot of suggestions when you get into the trade room on different vendors and that you recommend using that have very low margins to be able to actually trade. And many people think in order to do the futures, you have to have, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in your account. And I mean, it's great to have that in there, but you don't need that much money to actually get started.
No.
So it's
And actually, Peter, about $2,500 is a minimum account size that someone would need to get started. And I tell people, no matter how big a check you can write, probably don't write one bigger than 10 until you learn what you're doing. Because if you write one for more than that, you're probably going to be writing more.
Right, exactly. And that's going right into your trading account, whatever broker that you decide to use, and just so you have enough room to be able to do some trades in there. Matt says, what are the ongoing costs of the education? Do you give okay, we already read that one before. Any other questions for Tom today on the webinar? It's not too often that we get someone of his caliber on here, so please ask away if you have any questions on his services, trades, or anything that he spoke about tonight. Very good question. Valora says, do you work with options?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had today, Lawrence, I had if you know a little bit about options, I had a vertical spread on Apple that I doubled my money on. I had a vertical spread, and the vertical spread is a call that I bought and a call that I sold. I had one on Tesla that I doubled my money on, and I had one on Google that I doubled my money on today. So I had 3 doubles today just using that tactic of buying a call, selling a call at the right time.
Right, exactly, and that's one of your services that you have called T-Buzz that I'm on actually as well too, where you actually send trades via email and via text to people when to get in, what to buy, exactly what to buy, if it's on a limit or just buy it at the market, when to get out, things like that. I use that a lot because I'm running the company here and I don't have time to sit here and stare at the screen. I just rely on Tom to do that for me, and he says get in, get out, I'm in, I'm out, I buy, I sell, whatever he tells me to do, that's what I do. And
well, Peter, you might share with them that this week in the T-Buzz, this week you had your whole subscription paid for with the trades that you did, because we've had a pretty good week, and it's what, Thursday? And
oh, yeah, exactly. I remember just about a month ago, Tom, you said, hey, listen, I'm pulling back. I'm about 25% in the market, and we didn't really have that many trades come through, and because sometimes you just have to be out and you just have to sit and put your hands down and wait, and now you're fully vested in the market because, as you said, the market's just going up. So you had a fast and furious amount of trades coming in this week, and because you see when the getting's good, you got to get it. So it's been a great week. Let's see. Daryl says this education is for penny stocks? ?
No.
And I can tell you that right now. It's no. No, it's not.
No, I don't trade penny stocks.
Yeah, very, very risky.
There's a reason they're a penny.
Exactly. Exactly. No, it's not penny stocks, and these are generally stocks over $5 and higher. So generally, that's the way to go. Yeah, it's much, much riskier. You can't really depend on stocks like that. Okay, let's see. Armin says, in terms of preparation and training, what suggestion would you make for someone who is brand new to trading to avoid making amateur mistakes?
Well, what we do, we have a series of tapes that come along with the subscription to the trade room, and I would tell you to watch those tapes. They give you a pretty good understanding of what to look for, and you want to practice. You know, once you get a platform, you want to practice, simulate the trades that we do until you can you make money doing that before we put real money on the line.
Great.
Just go slow.
Mm-hmm. Mary says, on the left of your screen, there's some stocks on the left. Are those the ones in your portfolio?
Yes. Taser.
They have a proprietary software called the Roadmap, which is excellent, and you'll learn more about that in the trade room.
Yeah, Taser, if you see Taser, you're familiar with Taser, the company. We got on that stock about $23 a share. It's currently 33, and I think it's going to 45. So Taser is one of our picks early in the year.
Yeah, it's TASR, Taser.
Apple, we got in it about 110. It's 129 almost.
Daryl, I'm not sure what your question is, but you said call ? And put ? etc. I'm not sure what your question is on that. If you can expand on that a little bit, I'll be able to ask that. Can we trade in the trade room? Terry, no, the trade room is actually for information and education purposes to show you what to trade, but you need to get a trading account through whatever trading brokerage you want to use, and you actually place the trades on your own brokerage, whether it's TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers or 3T or NinjaTrader or something like that. You have to get your own account, and so you have the money, you have the control over what you do, and the moderators over there will guide you through the market. Is it possible to trade options starting at a lower amount than $2,500 in your trading account? Well, Tom, I'm going to set you up for this one. You did a test account earlier in the year, right? And you started at a very low amount. You took it up to an incredible high amount, and I'll let you fill in the blanks there. You remember that?
Yep.
That was incredible. It was almost unbelievable, actually.
Yeah, I've always knew that if you had the knowledge, you didn't need as much money if you had the knowledge. So I took about, I think it was $9,000, and in a 60-day period turned it into $50,000 just to show people how to do it. Now, when it comes to options, the reason I would say the $2,500 is a base amount, because you don't want to just have one option and lose money. You want to have some diversification on the options that you buy, and the $2,500 is a nice amount to learn with, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I know you actually did some demos on some lower trade amounts in that as well too, and to show people that, hey, if you can do it if you really want to do it. It's just $2,500 is really a minimal amount, and you don't have too much wiggle room with that. So try to do it with a little bit more if possible. But you know, there's also paper trading too. If you need to start and just learn the ropes, you know, you can always use that as well too. What are your options after the 1-month trial? That's from Maple. She wants to know.
Well, after 1 month, like I said, if you really like it, then you can join us for a year. Or if you just want to keep paying it month to month, that's fine too. So it's pretty simple. You pay $97 a month if you just want to be a monthly subscriber, or you can buy the whole year.
All right. Someone said, I actually deleted by mistake, what's the minimal, absolute bare bones minimal amount you can trade with? Well, there are trading accounts out there that you can use a $400, $500 minimum margin. So, for literally $1,000 you can get started. But I'll tell you, it's seriously difficult to trade with just one contract as you do. You think you're saving money, but it's much easier to trade with 2 or 3 contracts versus one. So trading with a few thousand is much easier to trade than trading with 1,000. Just my own personal trials and errors with that. So I'll let you know from personal experience.
Yeah, I think that I would set it as a goal to get $2,500 in your account before you actually started trading real money. You want to have enough. You don't want one loss. You don't want to be trading scared money. If you're trading scared money, you're going to lose. And I think if you only had $1,000 in there, you'd be going, man, I got to be right on this first trade, and that's a lot of pressure.
Exactly. Now, if you go also to the DTItrader.com, there's a mobile app that I actually built for Tom that's available on Google and on Android, and it's if you type in DTI Trader on the Play Store or on the Apple Store, you'll be able to download that, and there's a lot of information on there as well too, and a lot of push messages that go through. But the trade alert system from T-Buzz, you'll see on the website, that is not available for the trade room or on the mobile phone. That is a separate service from Tom, and you can learn more about that as you get into the trade room, what that is and how much that costs and so on. I think it's worth every penny, but it's not inexpensive. So. But you need to know that I think it's worth every penny and then some. Let's see.
Let me say one thing. The training series about stocks, about futures, the DVD package that comes with the trade room, even if you never show up for actual live event, which you're authorized to do during your trial period, that training is really worth a lot of money to you, because you're going to learn things in there that's going to save you a bunch of money when you do start investing. So don't forget the DVD package that comes with the trade room is a pretty powerful package.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you ever want to get into the real core training, they have multi sections of trainings, and you can go right down to DTI and do it in the classroom, or you can do it live. They have live trading online and live education online and so on. So very, very extensive. All right, so I want to respect Tom's time. I know he's been doing a lot of work during the day, so just these last 3 questions. Let's see, what's the time frame of receiving the indicators of when you buy and sell? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Jason, but maybe Tom
it's instantaneous. In other words, like if you tune in, if you become a member right tonight and tune in the morning during what we call the early bird session, and I see a trade, I will do the trade setup right there in front of you, and so it's instantaneous. The trade room is live. It's not. It's looking at the market and looking for opportunities right there in front of you.
Yeah. So guys, let me tell you something about the early bird session. The early bird session is approximately 6 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. Now, when Tom tells time, he is Central, so he's saying Central time. So my time is Eastern time. So it's 5 a.m. for him, and he's up before 5 a.m. to look at the market, so he does an incredible job on that. But basically around 6 a.m. in the morning, so before my kids go to school, before I start doing anything else, the screen's open, we're looking at the market, and if he sees a trade, he's going to tell you, get in here, get out here, whatever, or if there's nothing going on, he's going to train you, he's going to educate you. And having somebody with 35 years of education teaching you and training you and training you in the market, for $49 a month is crazy. So it's a great thing. So if you get started tonight, you'll actually be able to get in there tomorrow, and then Steve will take you over after that, and maybe Jeff will be on that in the morning. I'm not sure, but they'll be walking in as the market opens and what happens, and during the news events and everything, and telling you all about the market. Let's see. Last 2 questions. This is a simple one, Tom, from Armin. He says, "What do you mean by a contract?"
Oh, a contract is a futures contract, and so in effect, we're putting up $500 to control 108,000 of stock, and we'll explain all that. We got a whole DVD on that, but basically, you're controlling, you're leveraging your way. It'd be like you went out and bought the S&P 500 in actual cash stocks. I mean, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Right now,
okay.
Right now I got 4 E-mini zone right now. It only takes 2,000 in cash to put those 4 E-minis on right now, but every point is $50 a contract. So if it goes up 1 point right now, I make $200. Okay, 4 times 50.
Okay, and I'm not sure what this is, Matt, but you said your opinion, do those new social trading businesses work like Copy Op and such? I've never heard of that before. Copy Op?
Well, he's asking about things like, I guess, Facebook and, companies like that. They're public.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what he's asking. And I think right now, honestly, as being a business person, and Peter might have a whole view on this or not, but I think there's a lot of error between the actual making of money and what some of these companies say they can do. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And last one is kind of like a question for myself as well. Peter, I don't have enough money to comfortably invest at this point. Will there be similar opportunities for NWC members anytime in the future? And yeah, absolutely. And definitely, we want to keep Tom as long as possible, and is a wealth of information for us. But that's one of the things you can do with our program is you can earn money, so this way you can in turn be able to change your life and reinvest that and create assets. And one of the ways you create assets is trading. So one of the things with the DTI service, for $49 a month, you can learn. You don't actually physically have to trade. There's paper trading. You can get a brokerage account for free and then set it up with no money in there, like Think or Swim, TD Ameritrade, any company like that will let you trade fake money. And this way you trade while they're doing it right there, and then you learn. So when you do have the money and you do make money with National Wealth Center, then you're good to go and you have the knowledge. You don't wait until you have the money and then start learning. You learn when you can, and then the money will catch up after that point. So that's basically what I would recommend for you. And Darian says $49 a month or $97 a month. It's $49 a month. That's the special. Okay. If you get it normally right from the website, it's $97 a month. For our members, it's $49 a month. So, Tom, I want to thank you very much for coming on here and taking time out of your evening. And I know you've been trading since 5, 6 in the morning, and it's been a pleasure to have you on and learning about the market and talking to our members.
Well, thanks, and thanks y'all for coming, and just learn as much as you can. That's what I tell you. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks for coming on. This has been recorded. This will go out to the members if you're on the newsletter for National Wealth Center. If you're not, get on nationalwealthcenter.com/update, and we'll send this out to you first thing tomorrow. So that's it for the webinar today. If you are not a member of National Wealth Center, please get back to us, nationalwealthcenter@gmail.com. We'll be happy to turn you on to somebody about the program. We have a lot of things happening next week, which is our 2.0 launch with our new website that you may have seen earlier in the session here. And we'll tell you all about that as the week progresses and so on. So great opportunity. We have 100% payout residuals and incredible staff here for you to be able to help you. And you just saw with what Tom had shown you, great content and value that we offer here with National Wealth Center. So thanks, guys, for coming on. We'll send out this webinar tomorrow.